Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Dialar's Twi'lek Tactics. In this video, we're doing the deep dive into EVA-00 or Rei. You see her in the center of your screen. I do not have her immortal. She is legendary 2, X20, but we're going to do the best we can because I'm sure many of you have pulled her from the summoning event. So let's just admire this little cinematic. They do a good job on these as always. And since they do such a good job, they have no excuse not to give us more in other places. So EVA-00 / Rei. Okay, these deep dive videos, what I do is I'm going to go over the kit in detail, and then I'm going to go over my gearing recommendations. And then we're gonna, we usually do gameplay, but since she's only Lego 2 and X20, we're kind of limited. We're not going to get the full picture of what she can bring to the table. So as such, we're going to do limited gameplay footage. And then in the future, when I have her hyper evolved, X30, which I do plan to do, then we'll really show her off and show what she's fully capable of. So with that said, let's dive into it. Now her kit, she is a tank, but she's really a unique hero. Like Sorvali is a summoner, but really she's support. She's not doing damage, she's healing, and she's ramping or giving the team the ability to ramp up damage, aka or mainly Ampu. Rei kind of gives me those vibes. She's a tank, yes. She belongs on a tank team, yes, but she's not really there to do Wamagon things, to do Teresh things. She's really more of a support unit, kind of like Sorvali is for the summoners. And that's reflected in her kit. So her ultimate, this is just a damage ultimate basically, but Rei slams her shield into the ground 2 times, each time dealing damage equal to 25% of her max HP to surrounding enemies. So this is an AoE. This attack has a 70% chance, depending on her accuracy, to knock them down and receive a shield equal to 20% of her max HP. Now, I don't know if the wording is exclusive, or if they're independent. So is the shield guaranteed, or is there a 70% chance to receive the shield? This attack has a 70% chance to knock them down and receiving a shield equal to, it sounds like it's mutually exclusive. So 70% chance to knock down her targets, and then she's going to receive a shield equal to 20% of her max HP. Telemodifier reads if the enemy target has a shield, aka Fiona's shields, Masrani's shields, other tank teams, vanguards, she can reduce the shield's value by 50%, cannot exceed pardon me, 100% of her max HP. And then her X30, which I don't have, seismic wave enhancement, so ultimate enhancement, instantly refresh the cooldown of the AT field after activation. Wow, speak. So we'll get to AT field later, but for now, let's do her heal. So this is combat support. This is her healing mechanic. Rei restores HP equal to 15% of her max HP to the 3 units with the lowest HP. So not a full heal, not an AoE heal. It is a targeted heal, but you know, some of the tanks can heal themselves better than others, aka Wamagon has a big self-heal, Tachikoma has a big self-heal, and Teresh just doesn't die. He just has that much damage reduction. So she's going to be healing herself, Panda, and then the next lowest HP tank. Telemodifier, Evangelion heroes receive 50% more healing. Now, I have a bone of contention with this talent effect because currently the only place we're really running her with other collab units, and in fact we actually are not running her with collab units, would be possibly the collab world boss. Now, if you did so choose to run her there, no one's taking damage anyway, so her healing is wasted. The only place where it would be beneficial is if they give us a commander where we can actually run all of the EVA units in other game modes after the collab event is done. But I don't have a feeling that they're going to do that. As such, I think this part of her kit is wasted, and I'm really disappointed in the developers that they couldn't see this easy, blatant fact. Exclusive effect. Sorry about that. Stop moving. The healing will be increased by 50%. when EVA-00 and Rei's HP is below 50%. Okay, so this is beneficial when she's in the tank team. Doesn't do anything for the other EVA units because you're not going to put her with other EVA units in a situation where they take damage. Now, this is AT field. So remember the ultimate. So the cooldown of AT field is going to be refreshed immediately after the ultimate. Now, since she's going to go into it, what does it do? So it lasts for 6 seconds. After taking damage, when this is up, restore HP equal to 32% of the damage taken. Actually, 40% of the damage taken. So it's a big self-heal. So having her X30 is going to actually make it so she has a lot more survivability because she's going to be doing this big heal more often, which allows her to stay up and support the rest of the team. So her X30 is actually quite important, which is why I would recommend you do it. Otherwise, she's going to be effectively half a unit. Talent modifier. While the AT field is active, again, remember that her X30 is going to keep it active twice as often. Her basic attacks have a 70% chance, based on accuracy, to knock down the target, so more knockdown. So she's going to have more knockdown while the AT is up, which you need the X30 for to double the amount of time it's up. Now, it says it's based on accuracy again. She has a 70% base chance. But is it base chance? I call that into question because usually it says a base chance, but 70% chance. If the 70% chance follows the normal rules of accuracy, then 200 would double it, which means that 200 would make it 140% chance, which means you really only need 100 accuracy total in order to put it at 105% chance, if 70 is a base chance, but it reads kind of differently. It reads kind of odd. Tell me down in the comments below what you think. And as well, her ultimate also has a 70% chance. It doesn't say a 70% base chance based on accuracy. So a little bit of not incongruity, a little bit of fuzziness with regards to clarity there, and I will try to ask the developers to clarify that for me if it's base chance. And then the exclusive effect of AT field: dispel all control effects from self and resets the cooldown of combat support before activation. So that's also important. So she's going to be cycling between her heals and AT field, which is a big old self heal a lot. So she's just going to, you know, remain on the battlefield, pumping herself up, pumping up the rest of the team. But also keep in mind that if you're running her on a tank team with Panda, she just has to be there. She just has to be on the field to gain the benefit of Panda's X30, which is his nuclear magnetic shocks that gets applied to all tanks. Regardless of how good they are, they're still going to be doing the massive pulsing knockdowns. So very, very cool. She's basically, her ultimate is, you know, fine, but really her ultimate is there to facilitate this ability, or this ability, which is going to facilitate this ability. So these two are going to go back and forth, and those are her support abilities. Her passive, indestructible. At the start of battle, EVA-00 or Rei increases her max HP by 30%. Actually, that goes up to 40%. And activates Guardian State. For her, Guardian State reduces damage taken by 50% for a minute. A minute's a pretty long time in a PvP fight. Then, when receiving lethal damage, Rei is just going to ignore it and instantly reset the cooldown of the combat support skill, which is the healing skill. And then she's going to become invincible for 3 seconds. Now, that might also give her a chance to do AT field and then self-heal back up. So this is a cheat death mechanic in a way, and I like this one because it gives her instantly the ability to pretty much heal others and herself. And apparently my wife's meds kicked in. Talent effect: if there are other Evangelion heroes on the battlefield, then, or on her side of the battlefield, then her Guardian State persists until they have all died. Again, this suffers from the same as before, which we discussed, whereas unless we can run them together as a viable team, this talent effect is basically useless. So, and I don't believe they're going to give us a commander, which is disheartening, again, because how can they not see that it would be a useless waste of time? Exclusive effect: When Rei is on the battlefield, other heroes take 10% less damage. That's always nice, especially for tanks, more damage reduction. Evangelion heroes receive an additional 10% damage reduction, which is, again, say with me, a wasted skill, a wasted effect. So that's her kit. So let's first look at how the game recommends we go about gearing Rei. So they say her core stats are HP and damage reduction. I would say that is true. I would say that if accuracy is not much of a factor, then you don't really have to worry about gearing for it. You just have to make sure you have about 100 accuracy. So HP, damage reduction. And they recommend opportunistic, vigorous, and blessed. I would say that opportunistic and blessed and vigorous, are probably going to be the ways to go. Recommended heroes, they're saying they recommend putting her with other Evangelion units. Again, I say horseradish, dog swallow, I don't know, weird names, poop nuggets. That is not true. That is a horrible recommendation. That is absolutely horrid. I think that they are smoking something that has been laced to think that that is a viable recommendation. Do not agree with that at whatsoever. Unless they give us that commander we all want. Now, how do I recommend you gear this hero? Okay, well, I'm going to say that this is the standard, true, probably guaranteed way to gear her. Now, you see, it is opportunistic and vigorous. Vigorous, obviously, the max HP, which is very, very beneficial to her. The opportunistic also bumps up her HP. So each time she does a knockdown skill, she's going to gain 5% max HP up to 20%. 20%, that's good. I like it. You know, that she wants HP. She is HP hungry. So opportunistic will help. I can't recall what the immortal effect. Bear with me as I transition into Teresh, because he has some immortal gear. So what is it? The immortal effect. When a skill with knockdown is cast for the first time in battle, the wearer gains 10% bonus max HP. So you definitely want to temper an opportunistic set for Rei. And now we have to watch her cinematic all over again. And it's loud and makes loud noises. I don't remember the axe. I remember the shield from the TV show. I do not remember the axe. So opportunistic, vigorous, probably the way to go. You want to go HP, 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 right? Lots of HP. If 70% accuracy is her base accuracy, then you only want 100 total accuracy from gear and talents or guild tech. And as you see, I have 103. So I'm going to recommend that in my notes that 103 accuracy is the way to go until I have received further clarification from the devs. But she does a lot of healing. So remember back in the day when we used to gear Wamagon with an abundant set? Well, possibly this set will also work for her. Now, as you see, oh, no. The difference in HP is she's actually gaining more HP on a base, as a base from this gear. And it's also going to ramp up her healing, right? What does Rebirth do? 15% HP, and then when a healing skill is cast, increase the healing by 25%, and then recover, 5% max HP. So possibly this could also work. I don't think the tempered version is better unless her healing is actually really significant. So I will test both those sets. I don't have any tempered Rebirth on any hero, so it's hard to test that. But when I do test her further, I'll try to keep that in mind and test that for all of you. So check that video back later once I got her Immortal X30 Hyper Evolved. So that is Rei. That is the deep dive. Now let's go do some brief gameplay testing. Okay, so really, where can we test her? I'm not testing her in here because she sucks. You're never going to use her in here. And I don't think we're ever going to use her with other EVA units. So I think that testing her here is pointless. We are going to test her in Endless Battle, where we have a tank fight. I already have it all teed up for you. Okay. So although we can't really test the healing, we can test her damage output, and then we'll do some PvP to kind of test her healing. So let's just hit go. I have her in the back to benefit from Teresh's HP boost. So let's watch the damage meter. How much damage can she put out? And she is in her opportunistic set. So right off the rip, she's actually beating everybody. And she is very under-evolved. Teresh and Wamagon are probably going to outpace her. Panda probably going to outpace her, but no, Tachi's also kind of a support tank. I do like Tachi for all the shields. So if we watch Rei's health bar when the shield expires. So there we go. See that she still has a bunch of health. Or not health, shield. So that comes from her ultimate. And then you see Tachi putting the extra shields on top. So there you can see that her shield, and she is getting the shield every time she ultimates. So that lends me to possibly believe that it is a 70% base chance, and that having 100 accuracy is going to make it a 100% chance. Because that shield's just not going away. Like, she's just permanently has that shield. And if we run over to the damage meter, you see she is right in there with all the tanks. Obviously, knockdowns show up as Aubec damage. So Aubec is going to be insanely through the roof with damage, running 5 tanks, because my Panda, which is X30, is going to cause nuclear magnetic mayhem, which is knockdown central, which is going to actually show up on Aubec's damage meter. So, but look at, she is beating Wamagon, which is quite an impressive feat. And Wamagon's up there with what, 1, 2, 3, 4 units, whereas Rei's down there beating on a single Artis. So based on this fight, I'm actually quite impressed with her. Let's look at the damage meter. So she did 2.6 billion. Panda did 3.1. Tachi did nothing. Wamagon did beat her right in the end, but keep in mind Wamagon is also Immortal 3, Hyper Evolved 120 X30. Teresh, he's a beast, 3.3. So, but damage-wise, I am somewhat impressed. You see that Wamagon was taking the majority of the damage. And then if we look at healing, obviously Tachikoma has an almost full self-heal. So he will pretty much heal his whole health bar up, which is why Tachikoma's healing is so high. Wamagon also heals quite a bit. So you see that her healing isn't really that great if she can be beat by Tachi and Wami. So we'll see, but it is still, 36 million extra healing. And keep in mind that that's going to be based on her HP. That number could jump up there once we get her Hyper Evolved 120 X30 and with some tempered pieces of gear. Because my Wamagon's got tempered surge gear, and so his healing is going to be up there. All right, so that test, I'm impressed. But all we really saw was that, yes, she can do okay damage when compared to the other tanks. Keep in mind, though, as well, that the other tanks are much more evolved than she is. So that test, we can draw some minor conclusions. But now, since she is truly more of a PvP unit, let's try to test her on PvP. Now, so here we have a 6.5 million Vanguard team. Looks like everybody's hyper evolved. Grimlock even has the new Vanguard hyper evolved. So this is a good team. So let's see. It's probably going to wipe the floor with us because I'm assuming that he's got a really good Artis. But let's just run it like this to see how it goes. Now, this is probably going to be your ideal prototype to run in the middle. The healing and shield effects increased by 50%, which is going to benefit both her healing and her shielding. So let's run it and see how it goes. Let's see what we can see. Now, I'm watching Rei. She's right up there. She got kind of pulled to the back. Now Wamagon's giving her, or not Wamagon, Barag is like spinning her around, which is kind of nice, although, Ares just nuked her hard. So you see her health bar, she is healing quite well. There's her shield. Oh man, we wrecked this team. We completely wrecked this team. And look at her, she's actually, Pandemonium's way out there in damage. We wrecked that Vanguard team. All right, well, let's take a look. Let's look. Okay, so Ares is not maxed. He's only Immo 3. Clara is Immo 2. Barag is maxed. Running Hagridon, level 75. Still still fairly impressive. I'm not gonna lie, I am slightly impressed. Her healing, 17 million, which was a little over half of everybody else. It did say she took a lot of damage. She took the most damage of all the tanks, but not too bad of a first showing. Again, I am interested to see what she can do when she's a lot higher up. So who else should we test against? So energy teams, not really a good pick because energy teams are the hard counter to tanks. Man, I'm like glitching out there. This is I don't know what this is. This is energy / Vanguard / assassin. Let's run it to see what this is going to be. I'm more interested to see damage numbers, healing numbers. So Panda to the back. Looks like Nord's not really having anything to do with it. So if I watch Rei, where is she? She's right in the middle. She's got a full health bar, full energy bar. So now she's going to do her ultimate. Well, I thought she was going to do her ultimate, but I guess not. There it is. There's her ultimate. So she's got a big old shield. And if we look at the damage meter, she is doing better than Tachi, but she is doing less than everybody else. Although, now she's at the bottom. But, now she's kind of right in the middle of the pack for damage-wise. And we stomped this team, but that was pretty much a given. Pretty much a given. So let's look. So that was a maxed Ares. A maxed Ares. So that is impressive, is if his Ares was in fact geared properly. Ares went down quite easily. So let's see, though. Let's find a good Vanguard team. Okay, here we go. This is a good Vanguard team. You see he's got, probably max prototypes, level 75. Every single person on this team is 120. So he's got it set that he's chucking Claire to the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do this so that he chucks Claire to the back, or so that my Teresh chucks my Rei to the back to maybe keep her on the field a little bit longer so we can kind of get a sense of what she can do. So let's try this. Hopefully she just doesn't die right up front. She does have all that damage reduction at the beginning of battle. Okay, there she goes. Now she's kind of out of danger. She's got the big old double shield. There we go. Nuke, 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 nuke. We just nuked Miranda, but now we got to get through all these maxed freaking Vanguards. So I'm watching Rei. Where is she? Rei's still got pretty much full health. She's got her ultimate back up. Panda's going back off. Nuke, 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 nuke. Teresh is dead. Now we're just sitting here punching bag on Ares. Now, we're going to get a look at this team afterwards, but the Miranda variant of the Vanguard team is considered the best because ramping Ares up with that injection, it tends to turn him Super Saiyan. Although, here he goes. Ooh, Rei's still up. Rei is still up. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. If we look at the damage meter, though, it's all pandemonium. And now we finally killed him. Well, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. That is a thing of beauty. Now let's check out how good his team is built. So he does have a maxed Ares. Ares was the one doing all the damage. Max Teresh. I think I'm recording. Let me just see. Yes, someone phoned and screwed up my recording. All right, let's just go back into Mully and let's just fast forward and let's see if it's still. Recording. All right, let's just go back into Mully and let's just fast forward and let's see if it's still a victory. It is not. Okay, so not 100%. Let's do it again. Challenge, go, win, victory. All right, well, okay. So where was I? Okay, so his team is stacked. So it is a stacked Vanguard team. Let's look at the numbers. So you see, she sure did a hell of a lot more healing than she's done before. Wami and Tachi's still up there. But Rei did do decent healing. She took a lot of damage, 44 million. Teresh didn't because of his damage reduction. Panda didn't as well because of his damage reduction abilities. So I would say that that is an impressive initial showing from Rei. And there we go. There's the first half of the video finalizing. So that is an impressive first showing from Rei. I'm impressed. I am impressed. So ladies and gentlemen, tell me what you think down below in the comment section. And until next time, I will, where are we, tanks? I will see you later. Cheers, everybody. Bye-bye.